Hi everyone, this is Amanda Freeman. This is our week 8 discussion, our last discussion. So one of the most persuasive arguments that I've made recently was about using the ACEs test, the Adverse Childhood Experiences and test in tribal communities. I wasn't writing it for a class, but it came up in my advocacy work. I believe Native communities should be using the ACEs test regularly to better understand the trauma our youth are facing or have faced. It's a short test, just 10 questions, but it measures real life experiences that a lot of Native Americans go through. A lot of kids that grow up in abuse or addiction in the home, losing a parent, or seeing violence. It's just sometimes more prevalent in Native communities. These things can add up, and the higher a child's ACEs score, the higher their chances are of facing serious struggles later in life. So, like mental health issues, addiction, health problems a lot of the time, like heart disease or cancers. So I brought this up during a conversation with community leaders and other advocates, and what I said was easy. It was pretty simple. If we want to prevent violence, addiction, and even more missing people, we have to start at the beginning, start early, and or work on what trauma and things that people have gone through. And we have to understand that what's happening to our kids right now, the ACEs test gives us a good way to do that and to understand. So I used a mix of emotional and logical appeals. I shared stories I've witnessed working with families impacted by MMIP, missing and murdered Indigenous people. I've seen the connection between early trauma and the way some of these stories unfold. I didn't share names, but I painted a clear picture of some patterns that I've noticed and seen. That it felt very emotional to me. Then I backed it up with a lot of facts and research from the CDC and other studies that have shown how high ACEs scores affect people long term. So that was the logical side. The combination between logic and emotion, I think it works. I think it made people think. They responded, and elder told me that they've never heard of the test before. I've heard that from many elders, as a matter of fact, many young people. Most people haven't heard of it, so they told me that they'd never heard of it, or that they haven't heard anyone else talk about it, so they wanted me to bring it up at a council meeting. So they told me that it really caught their interest. To me, emotional appeals are a lot of the time more powerful, especially in Native communities. Our people connect through stories, and facts matter too, but a lot of our lived experience is what open hearts and is how you can relate to people. And it's like trauma bonding is a thing. And I think that's what a lot of us connect over, is a lot of trauma. This argument still matters to me, and I'll continue talking about it. And we won't be able to heal if we're not willing to name what's affecting us and figure out some things behind it. So I think the ACEs test is one way of naming it. And yeah, I look forward to hearing other people's thoughts on this assignment.